And I don't understand why that is a game. But it's only physics. Like Flight Simulator is only physics. So like a racing game, for example. A racing game is a car simulator, but it also has gameplay in the sense that you race against other cars. So the simulator pig, you are not helping. Like a racing game, it's not complex enough to be fun just by itself. Hey, look at me. No, come this way. No, look at me. Look at me. Dude, look at me. Look at me. Okay, now come this way. Good, now stay there. So, just the car simulator would not be fun. I don't think. Although I'll tell you though, like, sometimes I just go into Need for Speed and just go free driving. And I just free drive for like an hour. And that's meditative, right? You just kind of speed. You just drive fast. Try not to crash into other cars. That's kind of fun. So, I mean, on some level, just the car simulator is fun. But not so fun that you would sink thousands of hours into it. Like, every now and then I might spend a couple of hours just driving in Need for Speed. I should do that again. I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, but if Need for Speed was just that, the game would not be enough for a lot of people. And I understand that, right? And so there's an example where you can't just have a simulator, you actually need a game. But that's not because it's necessarily the case that you need a game. It's more the case that the simulator is not complex enough for emergent gameplay to appear. Like maybe if it was like a massively multiplayer driving simulator, then eventually the players would just organize themselves into races, right? Or they might just kind of gather somewhere and show off their cars or something. So if it's like a massively multiplayer thing, then people would just do their thing after a while, I suppose. Look how much flat ground we've created, holy crap. Alright, good. So like a town square somewhere, a town hall, and then beyond that, a market road, and then beyond that, like a residential area. Town hall, where would town hall be? Where would it make sense? Not sure, I need to think about that. Massively multiplayer driving game, is that enough? I don't know. But interesting question that people should think about. Kerbal Space Program, although I have to admit that I have tried playing Kerbal Space Program and I haven't gotten very far into it. Maybe it's just I just haven't played enough to really understand how it works. Mostly I just kind of build rockets that fly upwards and then explode. that's at the extent of my Kerbal Space Program experience. I mean, I can make them fly, I just can't make them land or really do anything else except fly up and explode. It's more like a Kerbal Missile Program. Kerbal Fireworks Program is what I'm doing. But it's like, I mean, Kerbal Space Program is a simulation. And some people play the simulation without there really being a proper game, in the sense that like there's no levels, there's no progression. Well, there's a little bit of progression. Well, but it's just it's a solar system simulator and a rocket ship simulator, and that's it. And Kerbal Space Program is for some people sufficient, just as it is. And you might argue there's no need to try to make a game out of it, because it is sufficient as a simulator. Just like SimCity is sufficient as a simulator. And you don't really need to make a game out of it, because the game is implied. Minecraft was like that. And in some ways it still is, right? For example, there's no gameplay. I mean, there's achievement, but I just ignore the achievement, right? And in fact, I ignore a lot of the content. And I'm just building things, because I always want to build things. So Minecraft is, I mean, for me, it's just blocks. It's still just blocks. And no matter how many bears and huskies and ender dragons they put in the game, for me, the reason I play the game is still blocks. Blocks and no other reason, right? There's no other reason that I'm playing this game. And that's fine. Like, why combat update? See, this is what I don't understand about what Mojang does with this game. Why combat update? Why combat? Based on what I've been saying all this time, in what way does the combat update make this game more complete? I am of the opinion that combat has nothing to do with this game. Like, absolutely nothing. It has nothing to do with this game. So a similar example in SimCity 4 Rush Hour. Rush Hour introduced, the most important thing Rush Hour introduced was really the traffic algorithm improvements. But what it added also was a mini game where you could drive vehicles around your city, and there would be like little missions. Like sometimes a mission would pop up and say, well, drive this school bus to these several locations and then back to the school. And if you can do it in a certain amount of time without crashing too many times, then you get some money or something. Or you unlock a school or something. And so it tries to add more game to SimCity. And it's just a complete waste of time. And again, so like just to make it so that I'm not just picking on Mojang. Like so SimCity, you really have to ask, what does driving around your city have anything to do with SimCity? And the answer is it doesn't. It doesn't add anything to the game. It doesn't make SimCity any better. It adds a mini game to the game. But it's a mini game that nobody really cares to play, because we're here to play SimCity. We're not here to play a little driving mini game. The driving mini game adds nothing to the game. It really doesn't. It adds nothing to SimCity. It's just a waste of time, complete waste of time. And so I'm not just picking on Mojang when I say, oh, what is the combat update? But it's the same sort of thing, right? It's the exact same sort of thing. It's like you completely forget what the point of your game is, and then you do something that just doesn't do anything. You forget that your game is about building a city, and you put a little driving mini game in it, and it's like, no, I'm here to build a city. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you put this in the game? And so Rush Hour adds monorails. If I remember right, it adds monorails. It adds mostly it improves the traffic algorithm, because the traffic algorithm really was broken in the SimCity 4, vanilla SimCity 4, because like it doesn't really count traffic properly between your cities. and then often, well, even after rush hour really, but often like you would have a highway connected to a road, and you have both of them join to the next city, and all the people would use the road, and nobody would use the highway, even though your highway has a far greater capacity than the road. And so then your little road would be completely jammed with traffic and overloaded with traffic, but then your highway right next to it and connected to it would just be empty. So that sort of kind of bad traffic simulation really is the thing that was one of the major thing that killed SimCity, I think. I need more shovel again. Alright, let's go get more trees and get more shovels. And so, but they like that has nothing to do with the little driving minigame that they put into Rush Hour. Like that is just a waste of time. It's like got nothing to do with it. What's another example? What's another good example of this bad game design? uh, what's a good example? It's not that many. It's not that many. Cause it's really just bad game design, this sort of thing. So it's not. So it's difficult to think of an example where it's both famous and also obvious, because yeah, this sort of thing usually it's only with bad games that stuff like this will happen. Like a good game would manage to avoid bad game design. Maybe horse armor, Oblivion horse armor, if you remember that. Or is it Oblivion? Yeah, Oblivion horse armor. Was it Skyrim or it was Oblivion, right? Was it Skyrim or Oblivion? I can't even remember how long ago. No, it was Oblivion. That's right. Skyrim had great DLC. So when Bethesda was first experimenting with DLC with the Elder Scrolls series, they created horse armor for your horse in Oblivion. But the horse armor, like it didn't do anything. Like it literally didn't do. Like first of all, you don't use your horse for combat, right? So if your horse was getting into combat, you were already playing the game wrong. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you using your horse for combat? And then and then the horse armor didn't do anything, and it cost a lot of money too. Like it was an expensive DLC. That was crazy. So it's like, why would you do this? Of all the things you could spend your time and money on, horse armor is like the most absurd thing. And so Bethesda just didn't they learned from that and didn't do that ever again. So like in Skyrim, the DLC is Hearthfires and Dawnguard and Dragonborn. Hearthfires adds a little bit of content, lets you build a home, and it's a little bit interesting. It's not that interesting. It's a little bit interesting. It's like a precursor to the settlement system in Fallout 4, I suppose. And but then the other two, the proper DLC, were just content. So there's story, there's missions, there's new equipment, there's new enemies. So it's just like more of the game, right? So what is Skyrim? You run around, you kill things, grab loot, finish missions, get a cool story, and shouty music. The music in Skyrim is quite shouty. So so it's just more of that. And that's what and people are quite happy with that. For the most part, I'm quite happy with it. So like Dawnguard and Dragonborn, it's just you pay more money and you get more of the game. You get more of what you want in the game. Whereas the horse armor was an utter debacle. Utter debacle, because it was like it's a thing that nobody wants in the game. Nobody cares about. Nobody asked for it. And then they ask people to pay money for it. It's like, what on earth are you doing? Why would you do that? So I mean, it's that. So horse armor in Oblivion is a bit like the combat update in Minecraft, in my opinion. If you play Minecraft for combat, you are missing out on a lot of good games. Like Skyrim, for example. If you want to fight a dragon, go play Skyrim and fight dragons. Don't play Minecraft and fight dragons. I mean, seriously. Like, it's like there's so many games with better combat. And I play them, and I don't play this for combat, right? You notice I don't do any combat in this game. You see what I'm doing right now? I'm chopping trees and I'm placing blocks. I'm gathering blocks and placing blocks because this is what I get out of Minecraft. No other game has blocks. No other game allows me to pick blocks and place blocks, and so this is what I do in Minecraft because this is the only place I can do it. Whereas if I want to fight zombies, holy crap, I just play Left 4 Dead or I'll play something. I'll play something else, not this. Right? If I want to fight spiders and dragons, I play Skyrim. So yeah, so the combat update is really like horse armor. I think if what I think, see, a good test would be if every update you had to pay for. Imagine that. So imagine every time Mojang puts out an update, players have to pay for it. Or if they don't want it, they don't pay for it. I think that would really very quickly tell us what people want in Minecraft. Right? Wouldn't that be interesting? In fact, I might just go to the Minecraft wiki and look at the past updates and we just talk about which ones you would pay for and which ones you would not pay for. And how much you might want to pay for it. Given that Minecraft itself was like what, was $20? Is it 20 or 25 or 30? How much is it now? So which updates you would pay for and which updates and how much you would pay for each update. Let's do that right now. I know you can't see it. You're gonna have to like pause the video, go open the Minecraft wiki and do this with me. This might take a while. Alright, let me just grab the saplings. And I guess as we do this, the trees will grow again. Alright. So let me go to my Minecraft wiki. Let me go to main page. And there should be an update history, version development, version history, computer official game. It doesn't have a summary. It doesn't, crap, it doesn't have summaries. So starting from when it was released, when it was out of beta. So 1.0 is out of beta. Okay, 1.1, what did they add? 1.1, world generation, they added super flat world type. They re-added beaches. So they took out beaches at some point, so they put beaches back in. I mean, I don't think I would pay money for. I mean, I like beaches, but I wouldn't. So there's creative mode and spawn eggs for each mob was added for the creative mode. Spawn eggs, but it's creative mode only, so spawn eggs aren't just doesn't change. So I don't play creative. I only play survival, so I won't pay for that. If I had to pay for beaches, I would pay for beaches. Gameplay brewing, that was just changes. Removed void fog in creative mode, and that's not important. So changes world generation, biomes, improved biomes, smooth color transition between biomes. Villages, blacksmith buildings and villages now have chests that contains loot. So improved biome generation, I would pay for that a little bit. Bows are now enchantable, golden apples, ladders, remove gluten box, well they change that back later on. Melons and pumpkins can now grow on dirt instead of only farmland, fence gate, wheat, music disc. So these are just changes. Mobs, nanocubes. So I mean, I pay $1 for beaches or something. I wouldn't pay $1. I would pay like 50 cents or less. I don't know. All right, 1.1, and then the next one, 1.2. right? So they increased the height limit. They increased the okay. I would pay for an increased height limit. A jungle biome, a new biome, and abandoned mine shafts. Okay, abandoned mine shafts, jungle biome, increased height limit. Uh, Chiseled stone blocks only available in creative mode. Why? Why? They changed the. There's a redstone lamp. Alright. Jungle wood, jungle sapling, jungle trees. So the new jungles have iron golems, cats. Okay, I would pay for 1.2 because it's like new biomes, cave spiders. So there's a new biome, new trees. They added jungle basically. So the big thing is they added jungle. Okay, I pay for jungle, sure. 1.3. Um, Adventure mode. Only playable using commands. Trading with villagers. Alright, I guess I'll pay for. I guess I'll pay for trading with villagers. Would I? I don't know. It's not. I don't trade that much. I think the only times I've really traded with villagers is to get emeralds. And emeralds is only used to trade with villagers. So it's like a self-fulfilling thing. It's not really a thing that I would do otherwise. Adventure mode, I'm not really into. Desert temples and jungle temples, I wouldn't pay for those because they're not interesting. Emerald ore, ender chest, ender chest. When did the end get added again? Ender chest I don't really use. Tripwire hook I don't really use. Wooden slabs, sandstone, written book, golden apple. You know what? I wouldn't. I wouldn't pay for 1.3.